let's break it down into actually some skills. Like that right there, I think should be very instinctual. I'm not trying to put a lot of skill and thought behind it. Get out of the way, get to where a position you're used to, where you're strong, all right? And then if you feel some bad energy coming at you, protect yourself and try not to go in a straight line. And if we can, like we're talking before I record it, off to a J, and as we reiterate, we look like if we're trying escapes or attacks, you have to look at the body as a triangle sometimes. I don't like going force on force. I'm a little bigger, but if I go against Derek, he might be in my favor. But if it's James or someone like Tam, are really strong, all right, and I go force on force, it's not really a good idea. So we're always going to try to create angles out. So our footwork becomes almost triangular, right? And when we're having this energy, so he's coming forward, I don't want to continue going forward. I want to find my angle out. So that as we're doing that, I'm going to put our right hand behind it. So as we come, we're going to step, switch my hand, and I put my right hand, and then I'm going to use a hammer fist principle. I'm going to use an open palm right hand. And with the pad, you can do this too. As an open palm, boom. But this is our money maker. All right. Now I'm going to take the butt of my hand, and I'm going to smash it and take a step forward with my right leg. I'm going to smash into his temple, his jaw, his ear, boom, and out. Okay? I could choose to engage and get to a grapple and do all the different shit if I have to. But right now, let's talk base layer, next beat out, okay? So, we're here, he comes, going a J out, right, crack, then my left hand's gonna come over the top, like I'm literally, I'll start off with a principle that applies again to everyone called the bubble principle. And this is how I think about self-defense overall. My philosophy is that no one is allowed in my space unless I allow them to. Your friend, your hug, whatever, you're allowed in my personal space. I don't know you, I don't trust you, there's something wrong with you or whatever, I'm in a weird situation, unless I'm forced to. That's why I don't like tight environments, I don't like bars, because we're forced to be in each other's shit, which really makes me annoyed. I like my personal space, and I call it, and everybody should. Females especially, no one should be in your space, unless you allow them to, you know what I mean? So, we're gonna play a little stupid drill, start off with how it kind of reinforces what I call the bubble principle. So I have a bubble around me. No one's allowed in that bubble, and when someone's in my bubble, I gotta react, all right? And this, again, we're talking about when you're in a situation where you do not know. This is not when you're at a buddy's house or whatever. This is like, you're out and it's just different, got it? So, Derek is gonna walk up, and as he walks up, now, there's a certain spot where you're gonna feel that he's stepped over an invisible line. He's about ready to put his hands on you. He could touch you. Your ability to defend yourself is like all of a sudden just drop or like do something. It just feels different. So I'm gonna pair you guys up, and all I'm gonna do is like back and forth, and it's gonna take 2 seconds. You're like, I'll step far away and walk up to Derek. Yeah, and he just gave me a little reaction, perfect. And he does the same thing. I'm farther away. He walks up to me. Just kind of sliding away and understanding there's this space in this range that someone is not allowed in. It's funny when you watch attack, not funny, I should never call it funny, but when you watch attack videos, real life videos, it's scary, not the word funny, how many people allow other people into their bubble because they don't know what to do. They're all of a sudden they're confused, they're thrown off. It's like, hey man, how you doing? It's like someone's all of a sudden they're there, and that's how they come in very confident. It's like all hands on you. It's just different. So when you're in those situations, you're like, hey, how are you? Good. Can I help you with something? You have to realize that there's a range that someone's not allowed in. And it applies to Jiu-Jitsu too. When you guys are starting off rolling or fighting, if I just go right up to Derek and I'm like, okay, let's fight. He's like, well, this is stupid. I gotta work my way in. He's gotta protect himself too. As long as I can see them within my peripheral, it applies there too. Like if I see someone coming up, it's just you gotta be aware. All right. So the bubble should be thinking like you have this space around you that's yours. You protect it. You guard it. And then when someone's in it that shouldn't be in it, your spidey sense should be going off, and you shouldn't be standing there like a dumbass allowing this person in your space and not doing anything. Okay. So let's make that a little more strategic, and we'll start thinking about how we fight and how we start getting distances. So the first thing I talk about is if you're if you're right-handed, you're typically going to have your left leg forward and right leg back. And so when you're talking to, let's say let's put ourselves in a situation where I don't know where I am, or I'm in an odd situation I'm not used to being. Maybe I have to protect someone, and now this person is just off. It's uncomfortable, and as a big feeling, but it all comes down to like your natural gut instinct, and you have to listen to that stuff. If you look at someone and there's just something, you feel they're watching you too much, if you feel like they're just around, or you've noticed that person more often than you should, and you just feel you gotta start paying attention, all right? Let's say now they're in your range or talking to you, maybe they started a conversation. I have to address them in a certain way, all right? If they start talking to me, my hand shouldn't be, oh yeah, how can I can help you today? You know, I have to have like a certain feel, we call that a conversation stance, where police officers, excellent at this, they understand right off the bat. Hands typically are in your work zone, all right? With that, my chest, my head, my hips, my hands are always in here. I'm never gonna have them down. I'm never gonna be having them up. I'm not gonna be kind of willy-nilly talking to someone like this. I have to have like just basic awareness of my hands. So very first step, I like having my palms kind of talking. So when we're addressing someone or talking to someone, someone calls and talks to us, automatically, it's like the right leg should go back, and mine is, hey, very nice to meet you. And everything I do, it's like I'm already trying to say, this is my bubble. It's my bubble, not allowed in. It's kind of giving you a little up, this is okay. Or it's like, if I have to talk to somebody, let's say I'm forced in a situation, I have to protect someone, right? Now my bubble, my hands are becoming, where's my entry? Okay, let's just say he's very wild, he's talking out here, or his hands up, or let's just say he's got like, hey man, it's where when someone has something that's wrong, the way they talk to you, it's big, it's off, it's just different, and until you experience it and you'll know it, it's just like, this is different. No one's, if they're like this, well obviously you're in a fight right about, and no one should been in that close anyways. But when you're in that conversation, it could be, I'm going to reinforce my structure, my bubble, or it can be, I'm looking for a spot in, which we're gonna play with in a second. That's why I want you guys to think about that. Okay, so back to our original drill. Derek, I don't care how he puts his hands. I'm gonna have my bubble, my space. He's gonna walk in. I'm gonna put my conversation, so he walks in a little bit. I'm gonna take a back step in my conversation. Stop. He's gonna walk in again. I'm gonna just kind of elongate my step again and just give my bubble a little space. Because like he came in my bubble and I reinforced it. So I reinforce it, and I shouldn't be done yet. This person might react to that. Well, I just want to talk to you. I have to have the ability to move with him, just like I'm sparring, okay? If Derek and I are sparring, if I kept going backwards or I stop moving, he's gonna hit me, okay? Especially if we're against the wall, right? If I am talking, he's coming out aggressively, I put my hand up and I keep going back, all of a sudden I'm gonna run out of space, all right? I don't wanna get pinned on the wall. I also don't always need to use this. I should have the ability to walk, so if I feel like he keeps pressuring, hey, where can I go with you? You know what I mean? It's just us changing the game. So this is why it relates to sport too. It's the same thing. You're just moving, right? Allowing yourself to like have your bubble, have your space. It may set up something later, but right now it's just protecting yourself, defending yourself, looking for other opportunities to escape, counter, etc. Make sense? A few more seconds on this and we'll go. Thank you, sir. Like, what do I do first? Like, what do I do if he's coming at me? What do I do if they haven't thrown anything yet, but they're coming at me? It's because the preemptive response is probably the most confusing, probably the hardest one I think to get, because it's a very confusing thing. Is like, when do I hit him? Should I hit him? Oh my God, am I gonna get in trouble for hitting him? And then it's like, do I know how to hit him, or where should I hit him, or what? You know, there's like 8 million things that'll show up in someone's brain when that happens. So let's kind of break it down to very, very simple things. Okay. We're gonna go back to that same thing when I create space, and just like when we're sparring, we talk about we're fighting. We talk about never going straight back. We talk about creating angles. We're gonna use that angle to set up a very simple opportunities to get out. Okay. So as I'm gonna go back to my, let's just say now we're in a conversation. I am now realizing that this person is definitely going to be a problem. As he's coming forward, I take that step back. I pump a little bit, and now I'm gonna start moving around. He's then, just like before, back step, side outlet. Then he's gonna come aggressively. I'm gonna then help. I turn, like almost like we did in the drill in the beginning, right? Like try to spin around. So basically, I'm going 1, 2, 3, oh shit, and then we're gonna crack it. Okay, so we're gonna throw a right hand. It could be a open hand. It could be your cell phone. It could be your purse. It could be a hammer strike. It could be a punch. It could be anything you got in your hand, the butt of anything, okay? We're just gonna find an angle where we kind of move a little bit. I got an opportunity to hit him, and then I can go that way. somewhere else, or get a hold of him, all right? It depends on your objective, all right? So right now, we're in our conversation, he starts coming, and then if he stays away, if he stops, now we have to play the use of force. If he stops moving, if I move away and he stops moving, and does not continue to attack me, I can't attack him back. You know, legality. Also, he stops moving, he's like, never mind. And I'm like, bang! Well, you're gonna get in trouble, okay? He stops moving, but it's the intent, where he's now committed to getting me, all right, and I have no other option of defending myself. That's really important. Also, we all know we shouldn't just be cracking people in the street, but this is not just gonna giving you, this is saying, also some guys like, hey man, your buddy, whatever, and all of a sudden, like, yeah man, I learned that in class. That's not what we're doing, all right? So, drill again, in the conversation stance. He starts coming, he moves, I'm gonna slide out, and just look for a connection to his face, claw in the eye, I don't care what it is, get something right now, it's like a hand comes up, and then we'll decide where we go after that. Cool? Let's go.